Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going to happen for you this week in terms of love. The Two of Wands. The Hermit. The Nine of Swords. So there's definitely a theme going on here, because in the previous set of cards we have the Ten of Swords, which also showed those swords stabbing the person in the back. We have the Star, which is good, that's healing, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel there's loneliness at this time. Or definitely difficulties, worries going on either within yourself or your person. It could be both of you, okay? So take it however it resonates. There's a feeling of you, when I say you, again, it can represent both of you, one of you. You felt very, it's like you having a lot of alone time. There's this feeling of safety. I feel like you're introverts. This feeling of safety, going inwards. Or being alone, going off on your own path, diving into the higher dimensions, trying to find truth, your truth seekers. This is following the path of your true soul self, or the desire to. With this Two of Wands, it's like you may feel sort of stuck. And these ships outside, it's like someone's feeling like stagnant. Or this is how you're feeling before you met each other in some cases. But someone's feeling like stagnant. They're learning a lot. It's like they're doing a lot of spiritual growth, most definitely, with all these books here. They take a lot of alone time. Because I feel like they're very burnt out. I feel like if they're surrounded by other people, they may feel very misunderstood. So to rejuvenate themselves and their energy, they spend a lot of time alone, doing the things that they love. Okay, so it's almost like they've bottled up all the things they love. This room represents them, their inside, who they are on the inside. It's like all this stuff they're fascinated with, all these books this person wants to discover. I feel like they're an adventurer. They want to have discovery and go off on their own path of, they're very philosophical. It's like they feel very confined in some kind of way in this room, or this is like they're within themselves. They've locked away their true self. So that's why this room is so full up with all this stuff that they love, all this stuff they've collected. This could be all the knowledge that they have as well. All this depth about them, this spirituality about them. But it's like they've kept it hidden, or they only feel kind of safe behind these closed doors to really be themselves, or they're just doing healing work when they're on their own. But it's like they're desiring. It may be they're imagining, they're thinking, they're daydreaming about your connection, or your connection really connects them to the divine. So your person's connecting to the divine, their true soul self, the infinite universe, because they feel stifled. But the universe and your connection is so magical. It's like limitless, and it feels expansive. It feels, it's like that escapism. But it's like this is who they desire to be. So overall, that's like the true self feeling repressed because of feeling like you don't fit in with the world, or fears of being the true self. But there's these ships out here. It's like this person wishes they could board the ship, and they feel this is like the self-imprisonment. This could be inside like the Tower card, you know, when we have thick walls around ourselves and wear masks. We're pressured to fit into the social matrix, fit into our day-to-day lives in certain ways. It's like every morning this person gets up and looks out the window at the ships. Two of Wands is them thinking about you from afar as well. Could be connecting energetically, most definitely. And the Hermit. I just got a thought of like Bilbo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings. How he's, you know, in the Shire and he's surrounded by all the hobbits, but he just loves his alone time. He's writing a book. He gets like agitated when all the people are knocking on his door. He just wants to be left alone, sort of thing. And then Bilbo Baggins, on his 111th birthday, he goes off on his own adventure, on his own journey, and he's very different from everyone else. All the other hobbits, they were very much about the community and sociable. He was very different. He was very curious. He wanted to know more about life, the universe, things beyond the day-to-day life. So he went off on his own adventure. It's like your person desires that, you desire that kind of thing, but there's like anxieties about doing that. There's like fears. This Nine of Swords is normally showing the person having the sleepless nights, having these intense anxieties, keeping them awake. So there's a lot of tension, there's these intense energies of fears, anxiety, because there is this feeling of feeling sort of stifled, and having that desire to have liberation, but there's fears because it may be stepping on people's toes, or it's kind of just in general become a comfort zone in a way to sort of just daydream about these adventures. But actually, going off and having these adventures, so to speak, basically living from your authentic self, you could feel more vulnerable. Again, that Bilbo Baggins, he was a lot safer when he was cooped up in his house writing his book about adventures, rather than when he was actually going on the adventure on his own and having to travel and go out into the big wide world sort of thing. So there's anxieties about making that transition, but there's healing here. Interesting. So this could be what's been going on for both of you, because there's the Two Cups here, and look how she's pouring out the contents. I'm just noticing this kind of looks like a shadow creature behind her, like fears, but she's fearless. But anyway, it's like, it's almost like the Two of Cups. In your connection, you feel this deep love. You feel this resonance. In each other, there's this deep recognition. You recognize each other's souls. You recognize each other's energy, not just from past lives, and because you know this person from other dimensions. It's like you resonate with the whole, everything I was just talking about here. Feeling very repressed. Being kind of like an adventurous soul, seeking liberation, seeking truth, seeking deeper depths, but you kind of feel like you're imprisoned when you're on this earth plane in a way. And it's been very giving you a lot of burnout, trying to repress your infinite depths. Okay, you're very, very deep people, deep souls, and it's been a struggle trying to repress all of that. And then look how it's all bottled up, all this stuff all collected in this small room. This is like all the things that fascinate you, but it's all been bottled up. I feel like all the stuff that's been repressing you is being poured out of you through this connection, through this resonance. It's like sparked this huge transformation, this huge healing. So it's emptying yourselves of that which isn't serving, so then you can be filled up with what is for your highest good: love, light, the life force, adventure, things that make you feel excited and enthusiastic, making way for more abundance to come in. But also, you're very bottled up in terms of when you are living like the social matrix version of yourself, or your social matrix style life. You couldn't express your truth. So it's like you felt disconnected from the divine, you felt disconnected from adventure and things that were going to make you feel alive, but also you felt so bottled up because you couldn't express your truth. There's a lot of genius in light workers, okay? There's a lot of this divine messages, inspiration, truth, love and light that wants to shine through. There's a lot of emotional intelligence, there's a lot of philosophical, wise, wisdom that's been repressed. But this connection, it's like you love each other so deeply, and it's just so natural that the river, the life force is flowing. You can express the love is coming out of you now, and you feel that you send out so much love to the other and they send it out to you, and it's so rejuvenating because everything that was bottled up is coming out. And through that flow, that life force, the love flowing so freely, so rapidly now, that is just like water dissolving the rocks, dissolving the blocks. So 5 of Pentacles, this is really saying that this liberation is happening. So fears of boarding that ship, so to speak, fears of actually going off on the adventure and holding yourself back, there is this movement within you both of taking the adventure, going on the adventure, because this 5 of Pentacles is normally being left out in the cold, but in this sense it's like you or your person or both of you are the ones that are walking away from living your life as much in the social matrix, or walking away from feeling pressured to conform. And this could be what's making you feel anxious, because when you go off on your own path, it can upset people, upset the status quo. It can create turbulence momentarily or for a while, until you're sort of established in your new and more aligned version of self. But it's good that the star is here. The star represents hope and healing and the divine, because this is normally an angel. The divine is helping you have movement and flow and finding balance. What else is really going on in your divine union? Look, the Hierophant, all these books. Wow. So this is like divine masculine and divine feminine. This is what brought you together. One of the main reasons. This repression and this desire to, because there's two ships here as well, this desire to be free and experience an adventure, because you had so much knowledge, wisdom, so much you learned, but it's like you wanted to go out in the world and discover more. You wanted to go out into the world and put these things you learned into practice. You wanted that deep soul fulfillment of shining out and being your true self, not locking yourselves away. Could be some form of like communication between you as well. Could be in 3D, it could be energetically, because it's like she's writing, she's creating some sort of information and he's reading. Or like reading what she's written, or just receiving the information that she's sharing. That could be something for some of you. Ace of Pentacles, the treasure chest that was hidden and dormant for so long, had got buried for so long, is being rediscovered. Ace of Wands, all the light shining upon the darkness, shining into the shadow side, bringing things to light. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard. The Six of Cups. Okay. So this is the Hierophant in this card, in this deck. Two of Wands and the Hierophant. So Hierophant is obviously deeply spiritual. Normally the Hierophant shows the Hierophant and the two monks looking up to the Hierophant. So it's like you're both on the same page. You're both doing this inner work of discovery, of expressing true self, seeking truth, seeking the spiritual knowledge, putting in that work. We have the Eight of Pentacles, that is hard work. You're both putting into your healing basically. And 8 is the infinity symbol, so it's balanced. You're both doing the same. And there's a message here about bridging the gap between the worlds as well, 3D and 5th dimension. But in these cards it's like on the surface of Earth and then under the ocean, kind of like the Little Mermaid when she becomes human. It's just like you were living like parallel, your lives, your energy is parallel, but you may have been in different places and had no idea about each other until you met. You're both very giving people, generous. This is like, and look, it's like they're traveling somewhere as well. So this is the soul path you are on, traveling, but you assist each other. There's all your soul family. You're basically moving out of the old vibration, the old belief systems about who you were, how the world works, what love is. That you're moving out. You've become aware of a much broader perspective of reality, so you know you're no longer fitting in. And there was a lot of soul like preparation. I'm hearing from spirit, your study mates, like in the higher realms. I mentioned this the other week, but there's an amazing book by Michael Newton, Journey of the Soul, or Destiny of the Soul, where he has hypnotized people over many decades, and then the hypnosis went into, the people were regressed into their existence in between their lifetimes on earth, so in the higher dimensions. And there was a chapter about the soul schools and like libraries and stuff, and yeah, you and your person just work really well as a team. This is like your soul contract as well. This is like the Akashic records of everything you've experienced, what you had this soul contract to experience and learn. And it's to do, your soul contract is moving into higher consciousness basically, so that you move out of the asleep, more unconscious version of self, and you're now both much more conscious. So there's this path, you're like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing now in life. You may have been thinking, what is life about? Confused sort of thing, just going about your day-to-day life, but it not really resonating and not really feeling fulfilling or fitting into your energy really. But now it's like, this realization of we're supposed to be doing this, or this is my purpose, and it gives you a movement, because this was feeling stuck, feeling stagnant. This connection is like movement. You're on a path to be these light workers as well, very generous. And this is you really just connecting deeply with your soul family. So this is the reunion of soulmates, the Six of Cups. You remember each other from past lives. You remember each other from other dimensions. And you remember each other from childhood. You may not have known this person in your childhood, but when you're children, you're a lot less conditioned by the social matrix. So you're much more aware. Maybe not consciously, but on some level you're much more aware of the divine and soul family, and you have been each other's spirit guides even during incarnation, because our soul is multi-dimensional, so there's always aspects of your soul in the higher realms and other dimensions, and being those spirit guides. So you recognize each other because when you were young, you felt their energy with you without even consciously realizing it. But yeah, all these subconscious memories, all these spiritual gifts and wisdom are coming into your awareness, has been illuminated by this connection. It's Ace of Wands. It's like, I'm hearing from Spirit, for both of you, this leadership qualities was always within you. But it was repressed somewhat. Look, there's all this wisdom here, all this knowledge. But it was repressed, it'd been lost and forgotten. And this is because of pain. I'm here and there was a shipwreck. You represent a ship, okay? And then some sort of emotional trauma happened in your childhood which caused a shipwreck. So you lost faith in yourself. You lost sight of your worth. You lost that self-belief. And so your treasures, your gifts got buried, or you repressed them and only were kind of like your true self behind closed doors. You didn't feel safe being your true self. You felt judged or criticised, or like you didn't fit in, or you're strange. And you've believed in your mind, we're conditioned to believe in our minds that we need to be like everyone else. But you've never felt like everyone else. So it was repressed, it was forgotten. You may have forgotten a lot of your true self, but look at all these jewels that are hidden away, but it's being rediscovered. So it can come up to the surface again. You're both on this path of feeling more secure within, so you can shine that out, not trying to find security on the outside, turning the focus within and bringing that outwards to the surface a lot more. So what's really going on? Just looking at what oracle cards to look at. So I really hope this reading has really resonated with you on a deep level and been helpful. Thank you for joining me here. Take care. Bye.